Hare Krishna all. Good evening and namaskarams again to everyone. Welcome to our Gita Amritam Rasamalayam weekly session on systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. I know some of you have been waiting patiently from 6:50 or 6:45. I won't name, but I saw some names. People are waiting. And of course, more people will join, I presume. So we'll begin because we don't want to delay. And I shall make every possible endeavor to end on time, including the maybe some overlap could take place or some spillover will happen for the uh, our learnings, and maybe one or two take-home messages will be there. But by and large, we will try to finish 10 verses today, 2.31 to 40. We will finish that in the desired time. So we are on chapter 2, dear devotees. And as we see, the title of the chapter is Contents of Gita Summarized. So it's a beautiful title that Srila Prabhupada has given in this particular edition of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because this particular chapter by itself is Bhagavad Gita. Virtually, if anybody doesn't have time to read all the 18 chapters, then this second chapter alone, whenever we are in, we want to have some knowledge, we can just pick up this book and second chapter we can go through because it covers virtually all types of yoga. It covers Sankhya Yoga, that is Jnana Yoga, the study of body and soul, matter and spirit. Then it covers a little bit of Karma Yoga, Sakama Yoga, Sakama Karma. Then it covers Buddhi Yoga. So virtually it is a complete, one set of, I would say, capsule of all the 18 chapters into one this particular chapter. That's where it is contents of Gita summarized. And of course, because it is in that format, the number of verses in this particular chapter are more. So you have something like 72 or 73 verses, if I remember correctly. And we are going through each one of the verses. We are not skipping any verses. So let's get started. And before I begin my endeavor to attempt to speak something, let me pay my humble respects to my revered, beloved spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami Maharaj, also known as Dr. T.D. Singh in the scientific community. He is the founding director of Bhakti Vedanta Institute, the scientific arm of ISKCON, and also Dr. T.D. Singh's Institute of Science and Religion, Navi Mumbai. And sadly for us, he left this planet in 2006, and his Samadhi Mandir is situated in Radhakund, which is about 20 kilometers from Vrindavan, where I am based right now. So I beg and pray for his mercy, for his Vani, to help me guide to speak the right kind of words for today's session. So our Goloka Express is going thick and fast, and it's virtually no time to stop. There are captains from USA. The captain has come to India. There's another captain sitting in Vrindavan. And from Sankhya Yoga, which we covered earlier, today we shall go to Sakama Karma, to a little bit of Karma Yoga, and then to Buddhi Yoga. As I said, this chapter is a trailer of the main things to come in Bhagavad Gita. So trailer is so absorbing, so you can imagine how the main movie is going to be. So all of us are in the same train, and we are having a nice time in this train, and we shall endeavor to help each other in every possible way to understand Bhagavad Gita in the very most simplest possible way that we can apply in our day-to-day lives too. Background, it's important to go through the background always because what we are talking. So the background was Arjuna did not want to fight, and he gave 4 solid reasons for not fighting the battle against the Kauravas. Reason 1 was compassion towards his own relatives and kinsmen. Then the second was lack of enjoyment. That means even if I win, he was saying, even if I win, with whom I'll celebrate my victory? There's nobody there to celebrate. So that was second reason. Then third reason was if I kill, then I may incur some sins, so fear of sinful reactions. And the fourth was also quite valid. When I kill all these generals and all the male members, then the females will be left behind, and then there could be the possibility of unwanted progeny, Varna Shankara, being produced because of intermixing with in the form of illicit relationships. So all this was going on in his mind, and therefore he said, "I will not fight." And in that confusion, he could not decide. So fifth reason was indecision. And at that particular point, his mind became completely bewildered, and it became like almost like a miserly person. Karpanya dosha bhavata subhava prichhami tvam dharma samuda chetah yat shreya syan nishchitam bruhitanme shishyasteham sadhu mam tvam prapannam. So there he decides that to Krishna, he says, I am surrendering to you, dear Krishna, right away. I am not able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So please show me the way, and whatever you say, I will follow. So at that time, Krishna accepts him as a. So till that time, the relationship was they were good friends. And the moment he surrendered, and the moment he said that you are my guru now, please guide me properly. At that time, the relationship changed from friendship to guru and shishya. That's very, very important. At that point of time, our Lord starts revealing the transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. Okay, so that was the background. And then, of course, as we said in the beginning, this particular chapter itself is a summary of the entire Gita, because verses 1 to 10, which is already completed, where Krishna chastised Arjuna, saying that from where you have got this kind of Kripana mentality, and then Arjuna's doubts and confusions were put forward to Krishna, and then he surrenders to Krishna, and Krishna begins to speak. This was verses 1 to 10. And then 11 to 30, which was already covered, very, very important verses, because here Krishna started off giving the knowledge or the difference between matter and spirit, or body and soul. This is also called as jnana, because jnana means you are getting the knowledge of the science of soul. We understood the science of soul, the science of reincarnation, and then he also told that this body is basically perishable. It is not going to last. Somebody may die soon. Somebody may die after 50 years. Somebody may die after 75 years. Somebody may die after 100 years. But everybody has to die. In this Mrityu Lok, it's called Mrityu Lok, nobody is spared. Everybody has to die. So this knowledge, pakka knowledge that between body and soul, and where we should put our money, the complete thought process and mind, everything, where we should put that knowledge, was given in these verses between 11 to 30, which we have nicely understood now, because that determines our identity. So the first is G is Guru. From 1 to 10, we understood that. Then I stands for identity from verses 11 to 30, where we should know who I am. So we are not this body. We are not Mr. So-and-so. We are not Indian or American or any other nationality. We are not male. We are not female. These are all external. Okay, but that is not our real identity. Our real identity is Atma. Our real identity is that we are soul. So this is called Atma Gyan. And this Atma Gyan has been very nicely explained by Krishna to Arjuna. So in the form of Jnana Yoga, there's also Sankhya involved, because Sankhya is a system where there are research being done on the nature of the soul and the elements that are involved. That in our construction, so many elements, 24 elements are there. The 5 working senses, the 5 knowledge acquiring senses, and the 5 material elements. earth, water, fire, and ether, three subtle elements, mind, intelligence, ego, then consciousness. So all this constitutes, the 24 elements. So the study of that is also known as Sankhya. And the person who is an exponent of Sankhya philosophy is Lord himself, who came in the form of Kapil Dev Muni. This gives the entire third canto. There are so many chapters devoted to Lord Kapil's teaching to his mother Devuti. So if anybody is keen to know more about the science of soul and the science of body and the relationship between soul and super soul, that is the Lord, then we should go more in-depth study into Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, to get the taste of Bhagavad Gita, like Bhagavad Gita is more of a philosophical study, and Bhagavatam is more of a nectarian study, which gives us complete knowledge about the Lord, about the creation, about the relation between the two, the Prakriti and the Lord, the Creator. So Bhagavad Gita is song of God spoken by him. So when we take both together, then we get the complete knowledge. Like the nectar comes from here, and if there is some gap here, that gets filled here. So that is how they complement and enrich our knowledge. We get complete awakening of knowledge takes place. Okay, and then today we'll be covering from verses 31 to 40. Of course, 31 to 53, sorry, talks about the two types of duties, that is material Swadharma and spiritual Swadharma, and what is our constitutional position and our constitutional duty. So today we'll touch upon some of those things, especially the Krishna explains to Arjuna on how one should follow the duty or perform the duty, and in that what sort of benefits you get, and how by not performing the duty, what are the harmful effects of that. So this will be completely explained by Krishna, and that comes under the section of Sakama Karma, and then there will be something called as a little bit of Nishkama Karma, where it will be explained little bit, because more of that is covered in the subsequent chapters. Chapter 3, 4 and all will be covering complete Karma Yoga. And then Krishna also briefly introduces the Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is also called Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so we'll see whatever is in the scope of the verse, we'll discuss up to that point, because if we can discuss up to the complete length. The entire Bhagavad Gita is all that only. So we have 18 chapters to discuss at length. So let's take it step by step, so that our fundamentals will get very much clear. And then, of course, verses 54 to 72 talks about Sthita Prajna, or who is a self-realized person, or Atmaram. A stands for Atmaram. So Krishna explains how we should get the self-realization, what should be our ultimate goal. See, this is in short the summary of the entire chapter 2, which we have been repeatedly discussing in every session. It is must, because this will always, keep, like in our car odometer, we can see that. Then we can always remind ourselves where we are, like in a dashboard. So from 2.11 to 30, the soul and its properties were discussed. The amazing soul, which is covered by mind, intelligence, ego, the three subtle elements, and then of course the five gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And soul itself is Sat Chit Ananda. And that is the true nature of the Lord also, Sat Chit Ananda. Okay, so what we are seeing at each other right now, we are seeing only the body part. That is earth, water, fire, air, ether composition. We are not able to see each other's mind. We are not able to see each other's ego. Only from the behavior we can know the false ego of a person. And the intelligence also can be understood. But I cannot see directly. It can be felt a little bit. And soul, very difficult to see somebody's soul, because we don't have the vision. For that, we need spiritual vision. Material vision will not allow us to see that. So all these properties were beautifully explained by the Lord to Arjuna. Then we discussed on the size of the soul, and we gave the reference of the Upanishad, Shvetashvatara Upanishad, and also Srimad Bhagavatam is also the same verse is also reproduced in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, where it is clearly mentioned that the dimension of the soul or the size of the soul is 1 by 10,000 the tip of the hair. So forget the hair, forget the tip of the hair. We are talking of 1 by 10,000, the tip of the hair. How can we even catch it? Which scientific tool or device can ever measure that? Impossible. But our acharyas have mentioned it. It is coming in the scriptures because it is coming top-down process. So there are two types of knowledge, bottoms up and tops down. What we are now reading is a top down. So we are receiving knowledge. It is coming in parampara, Guru parampara. So Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasdev, Vyasdev to Sukdev Goswami, like that it is going. Okay, and finally it got disconnected. Then again it was revived when Arjuna came in Dwapar Yuga, and again Arjuna he gave this knowledge. Again it was broken. Then finally Mahaprabhu came. Again the knowledge is coming from Mahaprabhu, and then from there it is coming to the Goswamis lineage. Then the Shat Goswamis, and then coming to Prabhupada. And from Prabhupada, disciples, we are getting this knowledge. So how fortunate we are. How fortunate. And imagine, you know, I don't know what is the entire population of the earth. And we are just a small dot in that earthly population of people who have endeavored to know this knowledge. And fortunately, we are at the right place at the right time. Imagine how fortunate we are. And all the more, we are fortunate because Krishna spoke to Arjuna only 5,000 years back. It is not 5,000 years back. It is only 5,000. I mean, in relation to the span of Kali Yuga, which is 4,32,000 years, 4,32,000, 5,000 is virtually nothing. And in that, the Lord appeared again as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only 500 years back. And we are just, like, what is 500 years? Uh, I don't know how 62 years have passed by for me. So it just goes so fast. But we are so fortunate that we are at the, almost like parshads, like associates of the Lord. Because if you are all appearing at this time when the Lord has just gone, that means we are very, very fortunate. So if we start thinking in that direction, we will take this spiritual knowledge very, very seriously, dear devotees. Otherwise, it will be like just, okay, we are studying academics, BSc, MSc, PhD, BE, BTech, MTech, PhD, job. Oh, I'm so and so, I'm postdoc. So all that is fine, but it is just forgotten as soon as you leave the body. Nobody cares. You will be just a photo frame. That also for a few years. After that is forgotten. Whereas this knowledge, what we are acquiring is the real bank balance. It is carry forward. It's a real carry forward. So it will come into one of today's verses. Whatever we do in this life, we are beginning from that point in the next life. That is guaranteed by Krishna. We don't have to go back to ABCD as far as spiritual knowledge is concerned. But as far as material knowledge is concerned, we have to go back to ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4, all that we have to learn. And we'll get the pinches of our parents also. If we don't repeat those things properly, we make mistakes. All that, be ready. Whereas this knowledge will come automatically, God sent. So how fortunate we are, no? We are sitting in this small group, only what, 20 people? That's all, only 20. And in one sense, we have to be ashamed that out of 70 or 75 odd people in the group, only 20 are able to attend at a time. 20, 22 people, that's all. But that's okay. Even if there is, Srila Prabhupada once mentioned, even if there is one person in the room, you can give your class. No problem. Even if there's even if there is nobody, just look at the four walls and then just start talking. Because the walls, Krishna is present in every atom. So that also will go. So ultimately, what matters is our intention should be pure, dear devotees. We should just try to be transmitters, receiver from the top and then transmitter. receiver, just like parrots. We don't have to make any modification. We don't have to make any extra endeavor to make as it is. That's why Prabhupada calls Bhagavad Gita as it is. The way he has received the knowledge, he is presenting it. And the way we receive it, we are presenting it. So that's how it goes. Moving forward, uh, we understood that the difference between body and soul is similar to the difference between driver and the car. The soul was compared to the. Oh, the screen is visible? Okay. Because I thought in my mobile phone it got stuck. Okay, now it is visible. I was shocked, when I saw the first slide coming up again. So I thought, what is going on? I already went to eighth slide now. Okay. So we discussed also this beautiful analogy that we are not this car. The body is like the car, whereas we are like the driver. The car needs the driver to sit and move, and we need the soul to sit and make the body work. So once we understand this concept clearly, then when we see a person, we will not see the beauty of the person. We will not see male, female. We will not see the qualification because these are all car decoration. The car has got nice lights, nice decoration, beautiful tail lights, and some flashy lights. These are all decoration. But we will see who is behind the wheels. Like that, we should endeavor. Oh Krishna, this person is speaking. This person is speaking. Let me pray to that person inside. Let me pray to the Lord sitting next to him. Hmm? So the Lord sits in everyone's hearts, isn't it? So, so we have to pray that way. So this is what we learned. And then we learned the properties of the soul. So many properties we discussed. And so this is giving us the complete motivation. We don't have to worry because the soul cannot be cut by weapons. The soul cannot be burnt by fire. The soul cannot be moistened by water. The soul cannot be withered by wind. It cannot be, it's unbreakable. It is insoluble, cannot be dried, everlasting, immovable, inconceivable, immutable. My God, what not? I mean, virtually anything impossible in this world, that is the soul. Think of something impossible, that is the soul. So when we are that, why worry? Why worry? So we automatically transcend the normal mundane way of thinking, which a common man, however qualified he might be materially, he will think in a different way. So by learning Bhagavad Gita, we understand to learn in a different way. We understand to think in a different way. So nothing should disturb us. That's the most important thing. If somebody puts a scratch on the car or if the car meets with an accident, the first thing we ask is, are you safe inside? Hope nothing has happened to you. Because you will buy a new car. Okay. So similarly, why in the case of body, we are not thinking in the same way, our body. We are thinking, oh, I got hurt, I got fractured, I got this, I got that. Let anything happen, don't worry. Even let death come. Nothing to worry. Because we understood that death is just a change of garment. When the garment becomes old, we are just discarding it. Are we getting worried? There are some holes in the garment. I'm just changing it, throwing it. I'm burning it off. The dustbin, I'm throwing it. So exactly the body is like that. Nothing to worry. So this is a knowledge that Krishna equipped very well to Arjuna. And therefore, the summary of what we have learned till now is that we, the identity of living entity, that is the soul, we are the eternal spiritual soul, we are immutable. There's a difference between the soul, which is immortal, and the body, which is perishable or temporary. Immortality does not, one thing we should keep in mind is, okay, you're also not killable, I'm also not killable, so I'm only killing your body, so I engage into, rampant, violent approach. No, that is not encouraged. If at all you have to take up the weapon to kill somebody, there has to be valid reason. You have to be backed by the reason. Shastras should say that under these circumstances, like there are aggressors who have come home, The 6 type of aggressors are there. If they fall in that category, then yes, you can kill those aggressors. Otherwise, don't, just because you cannot be killed, I cannot, your soul, I cannot go on randomly on a killing spree. Then I am a madman. So violence must be justified in terms of sanction of the Lord and not any capricious manner. All right. Now we jump to today's first verse, that is verse number 2.31, which is coming up on the screen. It has come up. 231, that is Krishna talks about Swadharma. Now that he has explained everything to Krishna, who you are, what is your identity, now he is telling what is your dharma, Swadharma. Swadharma api cha vikshya na vikampitum arhasi dharmaya adiyudat shreyonyat kshatrayasya na vidyate. So Krishna, so far in these previous verses, especially from verse you know 11 onwards. So 11 to 30, we understood that Arjuna had four major arguments not to fight, correct? And the first argument was what? I will not fight because these are all my relatives. So he developed a compassion, isn't it? That's the first level was compassion. So that was clearly refuted by Krishna. How? By giving the knowledge of the difference between matter and spirit. So that chapter is over. That section is completely over. And by explaining the difference matter and spirit, what is the difference between matter and spirit? He has very nicely given a knowledge in the form of Sankhya philosophy from 11 to 30. Now, Arjuna made the second and the third argument, if you remember. The second argument was, oh, even if I defeat them, how can I enjoy? There is a loss of enjoyment. There is nobody to celebrate my victory with. So therefore I don't want to fight. And also the third argument was that if I kill them, then sin will overcome me. So these two now Krishna is addressing by talking about this duty, how to perform the duty. And then of course, Arjuna had also raised one more about the unwanted progeny coming because of the killing of these people. That we will handle a bit later. That is not coming now, that is coming later. Right now, these two arguments are refuted by Krishna. So how does Krishna counter? He says, Swadharmam api chavekshya. That means Swadharmam is what is your specific duty, dear Arjuna? Who are you in terms of your guna, in your skills? You are a Kshatriya. So he says that considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement. Na vikampitum arhasi. There is no better engagement for you than fighting on the religious principles. That is dharmayad, the yudacha shreyo. Shreyo means that is the topmost. And so that nothing is better than that for you. And kshatriyasya na vidyate. Therefore, there is no need for any hesitation. Go and fight. So how do we understand this? So we understand that in Varnashrama Dharma, there are four social orders as we know. That is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So based on this classification, these are classifications made by Lord himself. And then there are specific duties for each of these Varnas. So for instance, it is mentioned in the purport of this verse by Prabhupada that the duties of Brahmana is to do yagya. Brahman janati iti Brahmana. Patan, patan, yajan, dana pratigya. So these are all the work of Brahmana. So Brahmana, when he does this properly, then he is eligible for promotion. What is the promotion? Somebody wants the password or what? It's just I saw a WhatsApp message just flashed. Somebody maybe wants a password. I don't know.
I'll put it in the chat.
I just saw it flashed on my chat, but if anybody is seeing it, please reply to them. Okay. So therefore, there's a specific duty for every Varnas. Okay. So and this duty enables them enjoyment, and the duty enables them promotion. Promotion means what? getting to the higher planets, getting promoted to higher planets. That is Swargalok. We say, I want to go to Swargalok, heavenly planets. So, where you can enjoy more, 1,000 times, million times more than what we are enjoying in this planet, we can enjoy in Swargalok. Even the lifespan is in Swargaloks, one day, it's like our 1 year. Accordingly, you can calculate the lifespan. So their 12 hours, okay, is our 6 months. So their 24 hours is like our 1 day. Sorry, other way around. Their 12 hours is like our 1 year. Okay. So if somebody wants to calculate, take the calculator and immediately multiply, especially youngsters who are used to the calculation, cut, do the calculation and put it on the chat box. Maybe in the quiz, I'll ask at that time. What is the lifespan of a demigod? But pay attention now. Don't go into the calculation right now. Okay. So considering your specific duty, you're a Kshatriya. So for Kshatriya, what is your duty? You have to pick up your weapons and fight. Fight as per what? Dharma, religious principles. Why are you hesitating, dear Arjuna? So Krishna is therefore encouraging Arjuna to fight as a duty. He is duty bound. Now, I found out there is one more important verse in Bhagavad Gita only on the qualities of Kshatriya. This is coming in the 18th chapter. It will come much later towards the end of our curriculum. When we are studying, maybe after 1.5 years, it will come 18th chapter. 18.43 qualities of a Kshatriya is beautifully defined by Krishna. He says, Shauryam Tejo Ritir Dakshyam Yude Chapi Apalayanam Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha Shatram Karma Swabhaja Jam. That means the first quality is what? Shauryam. Shauryam means what? Heroism. And heroism is very important. That is their the valor to fight. Okay, remaining all power, determination, resourcefulness, fight. But the first thing is Shauryam. So if a person who is claiming to be a Kshatriya doesn't show his heroic activity, then he is not fit to be called a Kshatriya. And in fact, in the Bhagavatam 11th canto, there is a verse which goes like this: Svabhava Vijayam Shauryam. Svabhava Vijayam Shauryam is a Shauryam not only defeats his enemies, but he also defeats his lower nature. No, lower natures are something, if for example, if a Kshatriya has to fight and suddenly he says, no, I feel sleepy, I don't want to fight now. That's a lower nature. Okay. If he says that, no, let me enjoy something, then let the fighting stop for a moment and enemies are intruding into your kingdom. So that is not a good quality. So he has to conquer that nature also of his. So therefore, a Kshatriya's duty is to fight. A Kshatriya has to be Shauryam. He is to be really thing. And a Kshatriya itself means Shat plus Traya. Shat means what, Shat means something that is you cause hurt or harm to someone. And Traya means to protect that person. To protect that person from getting harmed or getting injured or hurt. So Traya is, so like mantra is mantrayate iti mantra, shatrayate iti kshatriya. Like that. Okay. So this is very important to understand the definition, because then we know that whether Arjuna is on right track or Arjuna is completely off track, and then Krishna is trying to bring him back on track. So Arjuna is being told here by Krishna that you better do your duty. Okay, and your duty is to fight. And that is your Swadharma. And then he goes on to the next verse, where again he is emphasizing that Yadra Chaya Chopapannam Swargadwaram Apavritam Sukinaha Kshatriyaha Partha Labante Yudam Idrisham. So he says that, so you can see there is a steps made for the heaven also. So if anybody wants to go to heaven, just sit on these steps and automatically you will go to the heaven. If that is your goal. Who is that? Somebody has joined as an admin and is pressing the recording button. Who is that admin?
I'm here, Bala.
Bala, how did you join as admin?
My internet connection issue is there. Sorry,
Okay.
apologies.
All right, all right. So maybe you can just mute yourself. Thank you. So, so here we can see that Sukhina Kshatriya Partha. That means Krishna is saying, happy are those Kshatriyas who get an opportunity to fight. Labante, what is that? Labante Yudam Idrisham. Because there are Kshatriyas who are actually waiting. When will I get a chance to fight? Like they don't want any invitation. मौका देखते हैं कि कभी मुझे लड़ना है. That is the quality of Kshatriya. So even if it is uninvited or unsought, hmm, Yadrachaya Chopapanam. That means you should be so such people who are doing that, they are happy Kshatriyas. So Krishna is hanging a carrot before Arjuna. What is that carrot? Swargadwaram apavritam. Aha. He's saying, see, if you fight, then what happens? Even if you are killed, don't worry. Only your body is going to be destroyed. But what is going to happen to your, the soul, Atma? Directly you're going to Swarga and you're going to enjoy your life. What a carrot is showing. So that means if you win, you become the complete proprietor of this planet. You're ruling. You're the complete. And even if you lose, you're directly going to heaven. Nothing to lose. So he is giving all possible, reasons for him to fight. Because a Kshatriya's job is to protect the citizens from all sorts of difficulties. If he has to conquer, if there is enemies who are invading your geographical border, he has to defend. He cannot sit quiet. So enemies have to be conquered. And that's why the Kshatriyas are meant to do that. And Brahmanas are supposed to give them the order. Vaishyas are supposed to do the agricultural produce and feed everybody else with milk and grains. And the Shudras are supposed to do the labor for all the three classes. So this is the dharma for all the social orders, the entire varnas. And this dharma, if we all follow, then dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Dharma will protect you. If you follow dharma, the dharma will protect you. This is the actually what actually it means. So destination is Swarga Dwaram. So don't fear. Oh Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought. And for you, the fighting is, you are ready. You should be ready. They are waiting on the other side. And you are not ready. So the doors are opening in the heavenly planets. And you should be ready. So here Krishna gives them the complete motivation to fight. Don't back out. And then now Krishna comes to he's taking the nail and hammer. What is he doing? From verses 33 to 36, he is giving him 4 reasons. Now, so first that is 31 and 32, he said why you should fight. Correct? As a duty you should fight. So that is also called as Sakama Karma. Sakama Karma means you should do your duty and you should enjoy the fruits. Okay? And because we are all working as a hard labor for what? For the duties, for the fruits. Enjoy the fruits. It is yours. Low hanging fruits, take it, enjoy. So that is Sakama Karma. So he showed Arjuna that path. Now the next 4 verses, he is telling what will happen if you don't do the duty. See, he's telling the other side now. You better fight. If you don't fight, then what will happen? Because one of the arguments of Arjuna was, I will incur sins if I kill, no? He says, Arey Baba, if you don't fight, you are going to incur sin. By neglecting your duties, you are going to incur sin. What is that verse? Ata chetvam imam dharmam. Ata chetvam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi. Tataha swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapsyasi. Wow, very good. So now the best analogy we can think of is a doctor and a patient. What is the job of the doctor? When there's a patient, the doctor goes to stethoscope and with all his things and he has to check the pulse of the patient and the heartbeat and all that. If the doctor goes with all that and he just looks at the patient with the folded hands and then he doesn't take any action, and keeps his stethoscope here, keep the other things there, then what sort of doctor he is? And the patient is on the bed and he's looking at the doctor, right? Doctor Baba, please, the patient will tell the doctor, you please inspect me and you see what I have to do. So the Swadharma of the doctor is to check the patient, is it not? So if he doesn't do that, what happens? It's actually a crime. If the doctor is there and if he's not checking the patient, it's called the crime of negligence. So that's actually a sin on the part of doctor. So similarly, if a Kshatriya is having an opportunity to fight and if he's not fighting, then definitely he will incur sin. Who is saying this? Krishna is saying this. He's saying Sangramam na karishyasi. If you don't fight, then tata swadharmam kirtim cha. That means all your dharma, whatever kirti you have got, everything will go hitva papam. You'll incur sins. You'll incur sins if you don't fight. And you lose all your kirti, your reputation, everything will go away. And imagine Arjuna's kirti, can it be compared with anybody? His kirti and glories that Arjuna is already established himself to such a name, it's just, uncomparable. Arjuna's fame and glories is uncomparable not only in this world but across the three worlds. I will show you something. Okay, the translation. If, however, you do not perform this religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties, and thus you will lose your reputation as a fighter. Now you see here, his kirti, talking of his kirti. Is the screen visible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So here you can see, once what happened was, you have to understand Arjun's greatness here. That's why I'm showing this screen. Once what happened was, Shivji and Parvati came in the form of a hunter, disguised in the form of hunter. And they were in the forest, the same place where Arjuna was there. Okay. And Arjuna could not recognize them. He mistook them to some other hunter. And in the process, normally the hunters also, they fight with each other. And they fought tooth and nail. And would you believe it? Arjuna defeated Lord Shiva in that battle. And Lord Shiva was so pleased. In one sense, Lord Shiva came to test Arjuna also. But on the other hand, he came as a proper hunter in the mask in the form of a hunter. And Parvati also was very pleased with the way that Arjuna fought and won against Shivji. That Lord Shiva gifted him a special kind of astra. What is that called? Pashupata. Pashupata astra. With that astra, Arjun could fight anyone. So Arjuna is already possessing that. That's a kind of, fame he has. And then also we know that Arjuna was a student of who? Dronacharya. And once Dronacharya was so pleased by him, Arjuna, that he gave him special treatment even ahead of his own son. And even even Duryodhana was a good archer, but then Arjuna was exceptional. And then the Dronacharya decided to gift him one weapon. I'm not remembering what that weapon is called, but one special weapon was gifted. Okay, so that way Arjuna has got that kind of a reputation that, pinpoint accuracy, he can fire the arrows. Nobody can defeat him on that. Similarly, Agnidev. Agnidev was so pleased with Arjuna's qualities, fighting qualities, that the particular chariot that they are using now in the famous Bhagavad Gita war, Mahabharat war, that is the chariot gifted by Agnidev, a special chariot with the white horses. And then you can see one more picture where Lord Indra, who is supposed to be the father of Arjuna, also bestowed Arjuna with celestial weapons. So this was Arjuna's reputation. And now a situation has come where Arjuna is not even able to recollect his qualities. So so Krishna is trying to motivate him by saying that you are such a great person and you are not willing to fight. And then if you go away, what will happen? Your enemy camp will laugh at you. They'll make fun of you. Okay? So this neglecting will give you infamy. Neglecting a duty will give you infamy. So verse 34, it says that Akirtim chapi bhutani katayishyanti te avyayam sambhavishtasya chakirtir maranad atirichyate. People will always speak of your infamy. So imagine what sort of relation, what sort of your reputation will go for a toss, and more importantly, you will be dishonored. Everybody will speak ill about you, not only at your back but in front of you. It's like in colloquial language we say dum daba ke bhaga, run chhod ke bhaga. So if somebody who's an expert and if he has to face these kind of comments, how will he react? And Kshatriyas cannot face. For Kshatriyas, dishonor is even worse than death. So, this is the explanation that Krishna is giving in verse Bhagavad Gita 34. Neglecting your duty will incur infamy. So, not only will you incur sins, but you lose your reputation and you will incur completely infamy. So, therefore, Krishna gives his final judgment. And you don't think that our Bhishma Pita and Duryodhan and Dronacharya will think that, oh, our Arjuna was so compassionate towards us, that's why he did not fight. No, they will think that you are a coward and you ran away. Would you like to live the rest of the life with such a kind of a tag on your head? No way. Arjuna can, because Arjuna's reputation is unmatchable. And if you get this kind of a tag, what sort of, so all the four verses, you know, so verse 33, 34. Now let's see what is going to be 35. 35 and 36 talk about criticism, infamy and criticism. So, Bhayat Ranad Uparahatam Mamshyante Tvam Maharataha Yesham Cha Tvam Bahu Mahato Bhutvayasya Lagavam. The greatest general who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear. See, that is another tag you'll get. That you have completely, out of fear you have ran away, and they will consider you as insignificant. Look at the kind of adjectives that is being used. Yasyasi lagavam. So you will be insignificant. People will think that you're a non-existent person. So would you like to live with that kind of a tag for the rest of the life? So it's very, very difficult. Bhayat ranad upartam. That means Duryodhan and Karna and all these people will think that you have run out of fear. Bhayat. And not out of compassion for the friends, etc. So, warriors, dear Arjuna, do not give up the battle like this, and they do not give up the fear. They never have fear. Give me one instance, a single instance, Krishna says, where the warrior has ran out of fear. Not even one instance. Yours will be the first instance where somebody is running out of fear. So, sometimes we wonder in our practical life, we have to think whether similar thing happens in our life too. See, Arjuna is a warrior and he is facing all these kind of insults. Now, sometimes we do. Now, see, here we have to think this way that Arjuna has a good intention, mind you. It is not that he's really coward. It's not that he's giving up the intention to fight because he fears being defeated. No. His intention is good. His intention is very noble, like, compassion. But it is not a quality of a Kshatriya. That is what Krishna is trying to say. Now, sometimes this kind of things happen in our life too. People do not understand our intentions and, they judge us by our actions. Is it not? We have experienced that. One action we do and they will judge us based on that action and they will not see our motivation behind that. Huh? So the entire world, dear devotees, is like this only. They will never understand our intention. We will always be judged by our action only. And in fact, the only person who can judge us is our super soul, our dear friend Krishna, who is sitting in our Hriday. Ishvara, what is that verse? Ishvara sarva bhuteshu riddeshu Arjuna tishtati. So that means he is sitting in every living being's heart. And only he understands. Somebody who's sitting in your heart will understand. And not your neighbor. Neighbor means external neighbor. He is our real internal neighbor. He understands. But others will not understand. And imagine the person who's the closest to us, how much time we are spending with him as compared to the person who's sitting very far in the external world. We are spending most of the time in building relationship with the person who makes fun of us, who doesn't understand our intentions. Practically speaking, I'm really practically speaking now. Some of you might have experienced, some of you might be yet to experience this. I've experienced it. It's a very tough world. This world is very tough. It's an unforgiving world. People are waiting for an opportunity to pull you down. One black spot in your character is enough to be pulled down. All your good things, built over a career will be spoiled down. Recently, I read a report. The CEO of which company was that?
Nestle.
Nestle. The CEO of Nestle. Who was that who answered?
Me.
Okay, great. So the CEO of Nestle, who was running the show at the helm, so beautifully, highly respected person. Okay, people were in awe of him. Such was his leadership acumen. And left, right, and center people were saluting him. And he changed the fortunes of Nestle worldwide. He made it such a massively profitable company. Just one blemish, but it was a serious blemish. He was proven to be having an affair with one of the junior staff members. And that was enough. And it was proven that it was going on for a very long time. Suddenly it came out. Investigations was done by the board. And that was enough. Just the moment it was proven, next moment he was shown the door and he was chucked out. No mercy. Zero tolerance on such a behavior. That is how it should be. The companies where I worked, MNC companies, wherever I worked, all had zero tolerance on sexual abuse or on character abuse, etc. But, dear friends, dear devotees, I'll tell you, it is easier said than done. People who want to spoil your name will send opportunity, will make you make mistakes in such things. Our Haridas Thakur, today is his disappearance day. Haridas Thakur was tested by Ramchandra Khan by sending a prostitute. I mean, Haridas Thakur is chanting 192 rounds a day. We are struggling to chant 16 rounds. He's chanting 192 rounds a day. He was tested, his character was tested by sending a prostitute, Laksha Hira. And then, but because he was chanting and he was fully focused and fixed on the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, he converted that prostitute into a devotee. That was his power. But in the material world, for a materialistic person, it is difficult to do that. We can be easily trapped. So what I am saying here is that Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna that look at all the angles. You don't think that people will glorify you. Dear Arjuna, you will be completely humiliated. And this will be a stigma on your forehead. And this will be very painful for you for the rest of the life. And do you think that will be enjoyable for you? Will that be more painful, or will be fighting in the war will be painful for you? Which is more? Decide. So this is how actually the world is. And it is existing since time immemorial. So verse 36, which is back to back to 35 here. Avachya vadam shabahun. Avachya vadams means people will talk ill about you. Hmm? They are waiting for an opportunity. They will got Vadishyanti Tavahitaha. That means they'll speak all unkind words and they will scorn your ability. What more you want? So whatever we discussed now, if that happened to the CEO of Nestle, poor chap. No, sorry, not poor chap. If he did whatever he has did, it is proven, then he deserves what happened. But overnight it happened. Until that time, he was supposed to be a nice person. Nindastas samarthyam. People will criticize you. Nindastas. Tato dukha taram nukim. Aha, what sort of painful situation you are going to undergo. So, this is completely a real knowledge for our practical purpose. This is not for Arjuna. Arjuna is only a representative. Firmly, this knowledge is coming to us only. Arjuna is doing us a favor by posing like a person, like our representative, and getting the knowledge which we have to hear. So, we are directly hearing from Krishna through Arjuna. Therefore, dear friends, Bhagavad Gita offers solution to all our material problems. If I know this, then I know what I have to do. Be careful. I don't want any blemish in my career. In whatever field we choose, we have to lead a blemishless life. That should be our aim. And Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita, such episodes will teach us at every step. It's like a hand holding thing, it will teach us every step. So we can carefully pick such gems and we can apply it in our day to day life. Now we move to verse number 37. Oh Krishna. So now Krishna has given him the complete picture. You fight as a duty, as a Kshatriya, and then if you don't fight, 4 verses, what you are going to incur? You're going to incur sins and you're going to infer criticism and everything you're going to face. Criticism and infamy, all that you're going to face. So therefore, get up with determination and fight. Do not fear, O Arjuna. हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महिम् तस्मात् उत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कीर्तनिश्चय कीर्तनिश्चय उद्धाय fight with determination, and if you do that, what will happen? Prapsyasi swargam. Again Krishna is hinting at him that if you win, you will get the heavenly kingdom. You can enjoy your life. Jitva, Jitvava. So Hatova Prapsyasi. So if you lose, you're going to, if you're killed, you get Swargam. Jitvava Bhokshyase Mahim. And if you win, you'll be glorified all over the planet. So you don't have to worry. Either way, it's a win-win for you. What more you want? It's a win-win situation. Why are you waiting? Get up. Uttishta Kaunteya. Kaunteya means son of Kunti. Get up. Therefore, Uttishtiya. Therefore, Tasmad. Uttishtiya Kaunteya Yudhya Krita. Go fight. So Krishna is giving him all possible motivation to fight, encourage him, and he's lifting him from a lower platform now. Okay. And from the next verse onwards, so let's see the translation, what he's saying. So, O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield, that means Hatova, then you get heavenly kingdom, Prapsyasi Swargam, or you will conquer Jitva Va. Then what happens? Bhokshyase Mahim. You will enjoy the earthly kingdom. Either way, it's win-win. Therefore, get up and fight with determination. What a beautiful instruction Krishna has given. And then we come to verse number 38. So now the gear changes little bit, because here Krishna says in verse number 38, so up to that point, Sakama karma is over. Now he's introducing Nishkama karma. Nishkama karma is you fight, but you get detached from your work. Because if you get detached from your work, then what you will get? Fight as a duty and you remain equanimity in duality. Sukha, dukkha, same, kritva, labha, alabho, jaya, ajau, tato yuddhaya, yujyasva, naivam papam avapyasi. So here Krishna is giving him the real art of work. He's teaching him the art of work. We know the art of living, the art of So many arts are there, arts and science. The art of living is very famous. Here, art of work. Sukha, dukkha, samay kritva. So what is samay kritva? Samay kritva means you will remain equipoised. In what? In sukha and dukkha. That means Krishna has already prepared him. In all situations, sukha, dukkha, happiness or sorrow, or in labha, alabha. So Krishna is giving him labha, alabha means profit and loss. Profit and loss also, you can be equipoised. Or jaya, ajayo. Victory or defeat. In victory and defeat also, you will be equipoised. And with this, you fight with equanimity. And tato yuddhaya yujasva. Being equipoised with this mentality, you enter the fight, the battlefield now. For the sake of fighting, tato yuddhaya, you go and fight. Then what will happen? Na ivam papam avapyasi. That means by doing so, you shall never incur sin. Na ivam papam, you will never get sin. So far the discussion was how you will get sin by not fighting. Now Krishna says if you fight and fight with equanimity, that means equanimity comes with what? Only when you have a slightly higher knowledge. So the previous 5-6 verses was basically Sakama Karma. It's also known as Karma Kanda. So Karma Kanda means I always do and there's a reaction. If I do positive deeds, I get positive reaction. If I do negative deeds, I get negative reactions. That is sins. Correct? Today, if we are in a happy position, if we are having a golden spoon in our hand, it is because of your past positive deeds. If we are not privileged enough for certain things in life and we are born poor due to some reason or because of some other handicap, then it is because of our past karma, bad deeds. So that is precisely karma kand. Karma kand involves worship of devatas and also devis and all that. So it is a very progressive, slow progression where you follow Vedic rules and you do good things. But if you do things by knowing that a level of equanimity, that means I am not now attached to the work. So in karma kand, you attach to your work and therefore you are attached to your results also, fruits. But in Nishkama Karma Yoga, I am doing it as a duty, but I leave the results to Krishna. You follow that difference? In Nishkama Karma Yoga, I do the duty, I am not worried of the results. That means in some of the, I'll give an analogy, okay? In the great cricket team, Australian cricket team, which was there in the 90s and 2000 and 2010 onwards, it was virtually inconquerable, invincible Australian cricket team. And when Steve Waugh, the captain at that time, was interviewed, what is the secret of your success? That you are just winning one match. There was a streak of something like 18 series they had won in a row. So he replied, he said that we are not worried about victory or losing. What we do is we are doing the process. This is exactly what Bhagavad Gita is saying. He says we are focusing on the process. And if the process is done correctly by each and every member of the team, and that is every member is contributing the team, then the result will take care of it automatically. This is exactly the same thing Mahendra Singh Dhoni also followed when he was the captain. Whether it was India or for IPL team Chennai Super Kings, the same thing he followed. And the results are positive, favorable. And this is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching. So if you follow a process means following a duty. If you are a cricketer, you play your game well, you understand your game well, understand all the nitty-gritties very well, form the strategies well. Don't worry about victory, or if you get stuck in winning and losing, then you will lose. So this application goes for any field. You might be a housemaker, you might be a student, you might be a professional in the sales, you might be a professional designer. In any field, your focus should be on the job in hand and how I've understood my skills are there with me, my knowledge, educational background is there, how I'll do as an offering to the Lord. So you keep Krishna in the center and you say that, oh Krishna, please guide me. I don't know anything on my own. You guide me. Whatever results come, it is yours. The credit goes to you. Nothing comes to me. You are the owner. You are the proprietor. Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suirdam sarva bhutana nyatvam shantim richati. So then you develop the quality of equanimity. Even if you don't meet your sales target, okay, fine. This month I missed my target. Next month I'll be a super salesperson. That's how I have done. I've practically experienced it in my life. I'm sharing my experience now. And as a student, one can do the same thing. Don't worry, failures will be part of life. But if you get stuck in that, Bhagavad Gita teaches us get stuck in the process. As a do your duty and keep Krishna in the center. This is what Krishna is saying. Fight as a duty, equanimity in duality. Be equanimous completely. And that is what, so that is Nishkama Karma Yoga. So that means you are coming out of karma, the Sakama Karma or Karma Kan, and you are going above now to Nishkama Karma. Okay. And then, okay, now what happens when you go for Nishkama Karma? Then we are acting in basically as a Krishna conscious person. We are almost coming like in Bhakti Yoga because our thinking becomes, it's like an overlap. You're thinking mostly you're doing your normal activities, but your thoughts are always thinking of Krishna. I'm doing this for Krishna. As a lady, I'm cooking in the kitchen. I'm making this preparation not for my husband, but I'm doing it for Krishna. And whatever remainings are coming as prasadam, I'm giving it to my husband, and he loves it. So that is basically coming into Bhakti Yoga now. So Krishna is saying that if a person who is working in that frame of mind, then he has no rin for anybody. Otherwise, you have got rin. You remember each and every person of us, we have rin in this world. We have rin for the see on the verse that has come on the screen. This is from Bhagavatam 11th canto. Devarshi Bhutapta, no, Devarshi Bhutapta Nirnam Pitranam Nakin Karonayam Rini Charajan Sarvatmanaya Sharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam Pariritya Kartam. So this is the Rini. We have Rini to Devtas. We have Rini to our relatives. We have Rini to the Bhutas, that is all the living entities. Apta, the living entities. Nirnam, the relatives, the living entities. Pitrnam, the forefathers. So all these people, the 6 people, we have got Rini. I mean, simple thing. There are the Devtas. Are we ever thinking the Surya Dev is giving us daily sunlight? If the sunlight doesn't come, what will happen? We are talking of vitamin D, lack of vitamin D. Oh, I will take this medicine. I will take this injection shots. But if you walk for about 10, 20 minutes, these are coming naturally to us. Because the sunlight is coming, the crops are growing well. And we are able to have food. Because the moon is coming, the taste is coming in the food items. The water is, the low tide, high tide are all flowing. Because Vayu is coming, we are able to breathe air. 1 minute he stops my breathe. What is my position? Agni. If the Agni is not there, how will I even do cooking in the kitchen? Or how can we perform yagya? Do we ever think? We take it for granted. Actually, we have got Rini to each and every one of them if we follow the Karma Kanda process. But if you follow the devotional path, the path of worshipping Krishna, the path of being a Krishna conscious, where you are doing everything for Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness, then you have no Rini. That means there is no Sharirik. That means, otherwise you have a duty for the body, duty for the soul. Now, if you perform the duty for the body, you have to perform everything. You have to do the duty of a brother, as a son, as a father, as a brother, everything you have to do. Husband, son, all the duties, whatever you are entitled, you are supposed to do. Otherwise, you are not fulfilling your responsibilities. But if you act in Krishna conscious way, then Krishna takes care of all these rinis. That is what the translation. Anyone who has completely surrendered unto Krishna, O Mukunda, giving up all other duties, he is no longer debtor. nor is he obliged to anyone, not even the demigods, nor the sages. So they were Rishi, I missed that is Rishi sages. So they were Devatas, Rishi sages. Somebody is there? Okay. Bhuta, the general people, then Bhuta Apta, all these prajas, the kinsmen, Nirnam, humanity, and Pitranam, forefathers. All of them, you have no rini. So this is directly Krishna is telling to Arjuna, he has given an indirect hint of what is the flavor of Bhakti Yoga. So from the Nishkama, so he taught him basically initially Karmakand, that is Sakama Karma. Then he gave him a flavor of Nishkama Karma. And then from there, he has directly given him a flavor of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So there we enter the second last verse of the day, that is verse number 39. Now he is directly giving the introduction to Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So both are same, Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. And that is what we all should aspire to as devotees. We don't want to go through the step-by-step process. We directly want to go to the Bhakti Yoga. So Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga is the secret of liberation or moksha. एषते अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धियोगे त्व इमं शृणु बुद्धिया युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहायसि. So he says, so far I have given the analytical description of the body and soul. We know that enough from verse number 11 to 30. Krishna has bombarded him with the soul, and the body is like a discardable clothes. So that is Sankhya. And then he has very well explained the relationship. Then, O son of Pritha, now hear about the Buddhi Yoga. When you engage your intelligence, that means now you work from your intelligence. In this yoga, that is Yukta, you will become free from the bondage of work, karma bandham. So it's a very important transitional verse because this verse is from here on, it will be all Bhakti Yoga till verse number 74. And then, of course, from next chapter, Krishna will go into detail of each of those Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, everything will teach again. But this is a summary, so we should understand that Eshate Vihita Sankhya. That means till now, I have explained to you all what I have explained. I have explained to you Sankhya Yoga. Buddhi Yoge Tvam Imam Shrunu. Now I'll explain to you Buddhi Yoga. He is introducing Buddhi Yoga. So what will I explain? He says, Buddha Yukto, Yaya Partho. Okay. That means when you work with your intelligence, then what happens? Karma bandham prahayasi. That means you will be free. You will break the chains. As you can see, there the chains are broken. And what is this chain? The chains of karma bandham. So the chains of karma, the bondage is completely gone. So you are no more like, worry. You don't have to worry that, oh, what will I be born in my next life? Will I get a devotee birth or not? Will I get in a good family or not? No. The moment you work in Krishna conscious, automatically you will be born as a devotee. If at all you get a human birth. First of all, you get a human birth, there will be no demotion. Because for the other, see, human being is so precious. We have to appreciate that. 8.4 million, out of 8.4 million species, only 4 lakh types of consciousness are human beings. Out of 8.4 million consciousness, only 4 lakhs are human beings. So it's a very minority. And we are in that minority. And we should understand the topmost consciousness in that minority of the human beings is that people who have got a goal, and that goal is to break the cycle of birth and death. We are all actually, that's a fear. Our fear is that only. Will we born again? Will we die? If we are dying, then again we have to born. Punarapi Janmam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam, Jatari Saranam. All this we have to undergo. Why? Here Krishna is giving us a secret formula directly. Are Baba, leave everything. Sarva dharmam parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma sucha. Don't worry. I will take care of your worries. Do not fear. So the fear factor is one that is bothering us, dear devotees. And the fear is death. When we are living, the fear is death. When we are born, again the fear is death. And when we are dying, fear is how we will be born again. This is a continuous process. We have undergone this for millions and billions and trillions of times. Now is a time for us. We are fortunate to get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We have to decide. Gita Amritam Rasamalayam is a platform. We are all attached in this Goloka Express train. We should not get derailed. I will not get derailed. We should take a sankalp in our life. This is my last life. I will go back home, God, back to Godhead. That is my sankalpa. Even if by some reason I am not able to go back because of some little traces of previous karma, at least I will get the birth of a human life. At least I'll become a devotee in a nice devotee family, and I'll get a chance to advance further. That is what Krishna is giving us this guarantee by saying that karma bandhana prayasyasi is giving us. And that brings us to the last verse of the day, 2.40. And he says, if you do that, O Arjuna, there is no loss. There is no loss. Neha abhikrama nashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam api yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Neha, neha abhikrama nasho. So what is that? There is no loss. See, in material world, there is loss and profit. I make money today, I lose tomorrow. I get a degree today, I study very well, PhD degree. But next life, I don't start with PhD. It will be funny, isn't it? If somebody is born and says, I am PhD, he has to start again with ABCD. Otherwise, one tappad he'll get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, one tappad. So this is the reality, material world. Whereas here Krishna is saying, if you practice Bhakti Yoga, there is no loss in this yoga. Pratyavayo na vidyate. There is no loss. A little advancement. Swalpam api asya dharmasya. Then it can do what is that? Trayate mahato bhayat. The most dangerous fear you can be protected by making little advancement. So imagine Krishna is saying just by making little advancement. And what is that little advancement? Chanting 16 rounds. Prabhupada says you chant and be happy. That's all, a simple formula. ABCD. Associate with devotees, associate with books. Books are the basis. B for books. C for chanting. D for sattvic diet, prasadam. ABCD. And then you will get liberated automatically. So here, this verse, Krishna has raised the bar, and he has spoken more about the transcendental quality of work, more than the. So it's like an activity that you perform in Krishna consciousness. What is that? He says, in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. The best example is Gajendra Moksha. Gajendra was the most opulent of all the elephants we know, and he was the king of elephants. He was merrily going with all his she elephants along with him, and so many children, family along with him, until that he got stuck in this pond where the crocodile caught his leg. And the battle ensued for thousands and thousands of celestial years. Gajendra is using all his might and force. All the other elephants, they formed a chain by tying each other's tail, and they tried to pull out Gajendra. But Gajendra could not be pulled out, because now the battle is in the strength of the crocodile. Water is the strength of crocodile, land is the strength of the elephant. But when the battle was going on for so many years, Gajendra had lost all hopes. and all his relatives and his wives and everybody went back. They thought that now we tried all these years. We could not protect him. Our dear Gajendra is going to meet with the fate of death. Poor chap. And slowly, the crocodile was getting stronger and stronger, and its hold on Gajendra's foot was becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And suddenly, Gajendra got reminded or remembered his previous life. And in his previous life, he was a devotee and he had performed bhakti, King Indradumna. And suddenly, when he remembered, automatically all the prayers glorifying Lord Vishnu came out. And look at that, in the body of elephant, he is just plucking out a beautiful lotus flower and is waiting for with the prayers. He's reciting the prayers and is waiting to offer to the Lord Vishnu. No sooner he called the name of Vishnu than Lord Vishnu came in on the back of Garuda. Just in fact, it is said that Garuda needed few flaps only to come from Vaikunta. But more than Garuda, Vishnu was more anxious to come, that he went ahead of Garuda also. He bypassed Garuda. He sat in Garuda, but Garuda was too slow for him. Garuda, somebody who flaps and Samaveda comes out, he was too slow for Vishnu. Vishnu just sped. And then he reached in time, and then our dear Gajendra is offering dear lotus at the lotus feet of Vishnu. And that is how Vishnu immediately released the Sudarshan Chakra and relieved Gajendra of the pain by killing the crocodile or dislodging the head of crocodile. So what was the merit of Gajendra? The merit was only previous life's bhajan he had done. So we don't have to worry. If we do bhajan, whatever, even if we slide in our living, species, Krishna will come and take care of us. Hopefully, we will not slide. At least we'll get a chance to practice bhakti again from where we leave this life. So we try to do maximum. If possible, we fulfill all the desires of our bona fide spiritual master in his endeavor. Then we can keep him happy. Then automatically the entire parampara becomes happy. And then the reward also comes in the reverse direction. And then we will be saved from the greatest danger of sliding down. So this is the unique quality of working in Krishna consciousness. So it is basically action in Krishna consciousness. So the best way to think about is whatever work we are doing, professional work, household work, just keep on meditating Krishna's name in your mind. Sometimes we cannot do per se our activity directly for Krishna physically, but in the mind you can still chant and you can say, Krishna, I am doing this for you. Krishna, please help me. When I used to enter board of directors meeting, I used to consciously recite Mahamantra constantly until my turn came to speak. And then it was Krishna who made me speak. I just left it at him. I don't have to worry. And all that we have to do is give a gratitude to him afterwards. But when I came back to my cabin, one agarbatti used to come out of my drawer and I used to show to the photograph of Krishna. Oh, Krishna, so thankfully you saved me from an embarrassing situation which would have happened for me. So practice consciously. Of course, some of us may have some limitation in our circumstances, but our lips, nobody can put a lock. Our lips and our mind is in your control. Use your buddhi, intelligence to control your mind. If your mind is going astray, use your buddhi to control the mind, and use your mind to control your words, and use your words to control your actions. That's how the flow goes. Huh? So in this way, what happens is everything, purification starts from buddhi, and then buddhi purifies your mind purifies your words, word purifies your action. And action once again purifies your buddhi. It's a complete cycle. What a wonderful cycle that would be. So in this way, we see that the advantage of buddhi yoga of you can practice detachment. So this is a nice photo, Ma Suchaha. that our Anusha had sent me on WhatsApp. She said that she saw this Masucha written on the lotus hand of Vishnu in one of the Divya Deshams in Sri Rangam. So I like that photo. That's why I'm putting it here
Kanchipuram,
because
Prabhuji. Kanchipuram, Varadarajan.
Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram.
Kanchi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So beautiful, you know. So just think of this palm of Lord Vishnu and then think Masucha. Why should we worry? When our father is telling us, don't worry, dear son, we don't have to worry. Automatically, he will take care of the child. It is we who are actually leaving his hand and trying to act independently. That's where the problems are coming. And we are acting selfishly. Forget leaving his hand. We don't even acknowledge him. We don't even think about him in our activity. Somebody who has given us a good body, mind, intelligence, we just like we climb the ladder and we throw the ladder because we have reached the pinnacle. That is our mentality. This is the problem with us. So Masucha, this photo which Anusha has sent, I would like to capture that in my heart all the time. If this keeps coming in my mind again and again, I'll feel blessed. Okay. And then this is a journey that Krishna is taking us through, which we have covered today. Sakama Karma, then Karma Yoga, that is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then Jnana Yoga will come in detail. Krishna has covered that in like a Sankhya little bit, but the detailed Jnana Yoga will come in the subsequent chapters. And then Ashtanga Yoga, that is Dhyana Yoga. People who are yogis who are meditating in their heart in the form of Paramatma, they are able to see. And then finally, Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, where we are not sitting in the mountain and meditating. Krishna is not asking us to go to the mountain. We are not leaving our duties and running away. Krishna is saying, in whatever ashram, varnas you are there, you perform your duty, but just you perform the duty for me. So that is Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, and that is considered to be the topmost of yoga. More details of that will be clear when we go step by step. This is a ladder after all. But when we practice Buddhi Yoga, we are taking the escalator. If you have to go to 100th floor, we can go by stairs one by one, and we can be tired and we can collapse. Okay. If you go by escalator, we bypass some of the ladders and then directly we go to that is what actually Prabhupada is giving us, this knowledge of Buddhi Yoga. And these two verses are as Prabhupada says, are the essence of Bhagavad Gita. If these two verses are memorized and always kept in our hearts, then we are done with our Krishna consciousness. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vasyasi satyam te pratijane priyosmi me. So what Krishna is saying here, Manmana bhava, give your mind to me, become my devotee, mad bhakto madhyaji mam, worship me, namaskuru, pay obeisance to me. And then he says, Mam evasyasi satyam te. This is a param satyam. You will come to me. Pratijane priyosmi, because you are my loving devotee. And I give a guarantee. Pratijane, I give a guarantee that you will come to me. So what more we want? And therefore, Prabhupada says, this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And the second verse, these two are coming in the 18th chapter towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, 18.65 and 18.66. Why I am repeating it, starting it here, because if you know this essence in the beginning, then we will know how to pace ourselves. So 1866, this we know, everybody knows this. Sarva dharman partrijya mamekam sharnam braja aham tam sarvatapa pebhyo moksha isyami masuchaha. So this we just said that. Then I come to a very important reflection. This reflection will really be an eye-opener for all of us. This is a 5 minutes video. I hope I can play and it plays well. And then you can form your own opinion about what these reflections are. I'm playing
In a
it.
quiet village near thick forests and hills, a farmer went for a walk one morning. While exploring, he stumbled upon a large eagle's nest on the ground, damaged by a storm. Among the broken twigs and feathers lay a single egg unharmed. Feeling sorry for the abandoned egg, the farmer decided to take it home. At his farm, he gently placed the egg in the nest of his hen, which was already brooding over her own eggs. The hen, kind and motherly, accepted the egg without question. Days passed, and the eggs hatched one by one, including the eagle's egg. Out came a tiny eaglet, soft and fluffy, surrounded by chirping chicks. From the start, the eaglet believed it was just another chicken. It scratched the ground for grains, clucked like the others, and never even thought about the sky above. It saw other birds flying high but never imagined it could do the same. "We are chickens," the other chicks told it. "We stay on the ground." The eaglet accepted this as its truth. Years passed, and the eagle grew into a majestic bird with strong wings and sharp eyes, but it still lived like a chicken. It forgot it was born to rule the skies. One day, a wandering sage passed through the village and visited the farm. As he observed the animals, his eyes stopped at the eagle. He frowned and asked the farmer, "Why is this mighty bird behaving like a chicken?" The farmer laughed. "Oh ho, that's not a mighty bird anymore. It's just one of my chickens. It has lived here all its life, and it doesn't know how to fly." The sage shook his head. "No matter how long it lives among chickens, an eagle is always an eagle. Its true nature cannot change." He approached the eagle, which was pecking at the ground, and said gently, "You are not meant to live like this. You are the king of the skies. Come with me." The farmer, amused, allowed the sage to take the eagle. The sage carried the eagle to the roof of the barn. Holding it high, he said, "Look at the sky, spread your wings, and fly." The eagle looked up at the sky for a moment but then glanced back at the ground. Fear gripped it, and it hopped back down, seeking safety among the chickens. The sage sighed but didn't give up. The next day, he climbed a nearby hill with the eagle. The wind blew gently, and the valley stretched below them. The sage said, "You are not meant for the earth. Look at the sky and trust yourself." The eagle flapped its wings but didn't take off. It still hesitated, unsure of its strength. On the third day, the sage climbed to the highest mountain in the region, carrying the eagle with him. The peak was high above the clouds, and the wind roared around them. Holding the eagle close, the sage whispered, "You are born free. You are not bound to the earth. You are an eagle, soar." This time, the eagle felt something stir deep within, a memory, long forgotten. The vast sky called to it, the wind pushed against its feathers. Slowly, it stretched its wings wide, feeling their power for the first time. With one mighty leap, the eagle launched itself into the air. At first, it flapped awkwardly, but soon it found its rhythm. It soared higher and higher, the wind carrying it effortlessly. The ground below disappeared, and the sky became its home. The sage watched the eagle disappear into the heavens. Smiling, he said, "The soul is like this eagle. Trapped by ignorance, it forgets its true nature. But when awakened, it remembers its divinity and soars to freedom." This story echoes the teachings of the Mundaka Upanishad. Like the eagle in our story, we all have a choice. Will we remain grounded by the limitations we've been taught, or will we awaken to our true nature and soar? The Upanishads remind us that we are not bound by the roles and struggles of this world. Within us lies infinite potential, waiting to be realized. If this story inspired you, take a moment today to reflect on your own life. What's holding you back from spreading your wings?
So, what an inspiring video clip is this, is it not? So, I
Yes,
would just
Prabhuji.
want
A
to,
quiet village near.
one second. So, I just wanted to know a couple of things. I mean, this is open to, for everyone. It's an interactive session. So, how to relate Bhagavad Gita teachings, whatever we have studied today or learned today, with this particular example? Hmm? How can I relate this story with Arjuna's present situation in the battlefield? And second thing is, how can I apply this story using Bhagavad Gita teachings in my day-to-day life? So anyone can volunteer and raise their hand and maybe share one or two reflections from this particular video and from the Bhagavad Gita teachings. Anybody wants to go ahead and raise their hand? Yeah, I think Anusha has raised the hand already. Yes, please. Please unmute and share your
Thank you so much
thoughts.
for the wonderful. Thank you so much for the wonderful video, Prabhuji. So from this video, I learned something and how I related to Bhagavad Gita and what I will learn. There are three parts to it. From this video, I learned that association matters. It shapes our action. With whom you are, they can either stumble us or raise us up. And from Bhagavad Gita, with respect to Arjuna's position, uh, Arjuna has a mentor, a guide, a friend, a counselor in the form of Krishna, who's there to instruct him, to tell him to come out of his comfort zone and fight. So, not to give any reasons, by hook or crook, he wants him to get into the field and pull up his sleeves. So, if you choose the mighty, you too will become mighty. If you pick up the company that stretches you and not just comforts you, then success is for sure guaranteed. This is my take home. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Very nice. Dear friends, remember that there is nothing like a wrong answer in this, because there can be multiple reflections coming out of this one episode. So each one of you who wants to share will definitely come out with some new dimension of thinking which can open for everyone. So I'm very happy with Anusha's realization. Big round of applause for her. Yes, Saptadeep.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. Yeah, from the teachings, one of the most important thing I carry that you always say about the ABCD, that is Association of Devotees, as Mataji also referred, and also means hearing and reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Chaitamrita, all the Shastras, and then chanting is obviously there, and the diet, most important thing, that is we should always take prasadam, no matter what. And these are the main basic things. And the first thing I think which we learned in the earlier chapter, that we should initially at first approach a guru, take shelter of a guru, because he is the like the in this recent video you've seen, he is like that sannyasi who can
Wonderful.
make us fly, realize who we are. And as Krishna ultimately says in this all the yogas, this Nishkam, Sakam Karma Yoga, Niskam Karma Yoga, this Karma Yogas, and then this ultimately this Buddhi Yoga, this Bhakti Yoga, it is the ultimate thing. Because in Sakam Karma Yoga, means he gives the as example, if you win the fight, either you get defeated, you will go to heaven, or either if you win, you will get the fruitive results, you will have the heaven, means earthly kingdom. But in Buddhi Yoga, the best thing is that Krishna has just given us the secret that either if you win, you will attain me. You will come to Golok, to me, to my place. Or
Yeah.
even if you are unable, then human life is guaranteed. And you will get a means birth in the family of a devotee, and then you will have another chance. Your life is, so there is no fear. You will completely protected in this. And this is the
Yes.
simple and best part. So these are the main takeaways. Thank you. Dhanavad. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very nice, very nice. So we will take, okay, there's nobody else who has raised their hand. I think people are only applauding you. So that's fine. So anybody else wants to share? Because in the interest of time, can we move on? The next part? Okay. So I'll just sum up this because it's very important. Both Anusha and Saptadeep made some very interesting reflections also. So what we have to really, like, how can I relate to Arjuna's present situation is that, see, Arjuna was reluctant to fight. It was like the bird who has forgotten to fly. The bird Swadharma is what? It has to fly. So Arjuna being a Kshatriya, his Swadharma is to fight. So bird fly, Arjuna fight. But because the bird forgot to fly, it was stationary, and Arjuna forgot to fight, or he did not desire to fight, he was also stationary. So in this case, there is a similarity between what we saw. And other thing is, I could relate was that the human beings have to do something extra beyond what the other living beings can do, because all living species can perform eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Okay, but human being can do something extra. In that video, there was a mention that how to realize the potential. So human beings' potential is we must learn to transcend material activities, as Saptadip rightly said, by approaching a bona fide guru, a tattva jigyasa. And then so the tattva jigyasa will give us the direction, like how the sage gave direction to the eagle to fly, and it learned how to fly. So we actually know what is our sadhana, but we have forgotten. Krishna consciousness is a forgotten thing, so we have to awaken that. So this is what actually is the learning we can have from this. And then then of course Krishna gives us ample reasons why we should not offer excuses to delay our spiritual journey. Most of the time we are delaying our spiritual journey, so we should not do that. Now this is a homework which I am assigning to all the participants, and then you can take a screenshot of this, or maybe I'll post it in the WhatsApp group also. So this is how to make decisions by learning Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and this is okay. The current has just gone, so I will go to the off video. So the power has just gone. Hopefully in 5-6 minutes we should finish, and the power will stay till that time. I mean the battery backup. So decisions. Think of any 3 big decisions you have made in your life, and then rate yourself out of 10 for each decision that you made. 10 means very good, and 1 means very bad. So 3 decisions that you have made in your life, and those decisions could have been very good decisions or bad decisions, or it could be somewhere in between. You can rank it accordingly. So you do like that for either 3 decisions, or even 2 decisions, or even 1 decision also is okay. That's entirely up to you. And then what you should do is, look at the weakest of the decision that you have made and ask yourself, what was the positives and the negatives of the decisions made that you took at that time. That means when you took a decision and then you think about the decision, what were the positives and the negatives of the decision making process that you took at that time. So that you note down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that you may note down. Okay, positive and negatives in your decision making process. And then you ask, did any of these emotions, like becoming angry, becoming excited, becoming desirous, fear, or grief, override your good intelligence, play a part in a bad decision? Suppose it was a bad decision, did any of these emotions play a role in that? Okay, and then if you were to take that decision again now means now you have learned Bhagavad Gita up to this point, 2nd chapter, verse number 40. If you take a decision again now, how would you incorporate more introspection and inspiration and control your emotions better? Is this clear, this exercise, homework to all? I will anyway post it in the WhatsApp group. Thank you. And anybody wants to take a screenshot of this can take a screenshot also. And
I've already posted, Prabhu.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And then you take your time. Don't be in a rush, because you have to think carefully and then you can respond. The whole idea is how to make a redefining of a decision making process skills. Are we thinking, keeping some of the tools that we are learning in Bhagavad Gita, some techniques, or we are thinking in a different way? So all that will be tested in this. All right. And now we go to the fun time. That is quiz time. Now I have made one change in this rule of quiz this time. It will not be fastest fingers first, because what is happening in fastest fingers first is that some of the people who are less skillful in operating the device, they may be knowing the answer, but somehow they are a bit slow. They get lagged behind and they never get a chance to raise their hand. So only the people who are very savvy, they are able to raise their hand. So what I'm going to do is the questions will be asked and you can raise your hands. I will pick the person based on certain judgments I'll make. I'll randomly pick and we will give the chance to that person. And for wrong answer, there is minus 50 points. And for right answer, there is plus 50 points. There is no change in that. Okay, brownie points. Okay, all right, shall we go? All ready? Okay, according to today's learnings, what is considered the duty of a Kshatriya? A. To renounce all worldly possessions and fight the righteous battle. B. To serve as a priest and fight the righteous battle. C. To engage in meditation and fight the righteous battle. D. To fight the righteous battle and enjoy. 4. That is E. All of the above. Okay, clear? A, B, C, D, E. It's googly, na? Or it's simple? Okay. No answering on the
Chat.
on the chat. Nothing. No answering on the chat. No voice should come out. Then automatically that person will get minus 50. Has anybody answered, Prabhu, on the chat?
No.
Okay. Okay. Now let me decide to whom to give the. Oh, there are some more. Okay. Let me give this opportunity to Sri Ramesh ji. Ramesh ji, all yours.
Sir, option A, sir, to renounce all worldly possession and to fight the righteous battle.
Are you sure?
Very much, sir.
Did Krishna ever say to Arjuna today that you should not fight, renounce all possessions? Did he say to renounce the word? Or did he say something
Definitely,
else?
no, he said you detach from the fruits and thing and fight the righteous battle. That is how I could relate
Oh,
with the
detach.
renounce.
That's why you have to be careful in interpreting it. It's not detachment of the fruits. It's a possessions. You're already possessing something. For example, a Kshatriya may have a weapon. Does it mean that you have to renounce your weapons and then fight? You cannot do that, isn't it? But then the wordings are like that. So therefore, you have to be very careful in interpreting it the right way and then raise the hand. Okay. So unfortunately, that's not the answer. The correct answer is D. Krishna just told him, you fight the righteous
No, but
dharma.
why did you give the answer? We could have asked the other one.
No. We decided last time only that one person answers wrong, then the question doesn't pass on. Because what happens is the number of multi-choice becomes reduces, Earlier people had A, B, C, D, E. Now if you know that A is wrong, then you are left with only 4. Then that doesn't become much significant. So now nobody gets marks, but Ramesh ji gets minus 50. Okay. Then people will be careful, Prabhu. Otherwise, what will happen is, if second person says wrong, then I give to third person. Then ultimately, it will come to only one correct answer, and the fourth person will get that
Only
answer.
two. Only two people, not more than that.
Okay, let's consider that, but I think it become like, you reduce the opportunity because then the more you keep it, the chances of confusing will become more. Okay, that's what last time we decided. Anyway, so this question, nobody gets marks, and then Ramesh ji got minus 50. Now we go to the next question. So please think carefully before raising your hand. My answers are not going to be easy. What does Krishna say about the consequences of avoiding one's duty? Question: what does Krishna say about the consequences of avoiding? Are the hands raised of the previous question or they are raised now again?
No, they raised it now. Again, Ramesh goes first,
Okay, but anyway,
along with Anusha.
fastest finger is not applicable now.
Correct.
So, okay, he has put his hand down, I believe now. So,
Yes,
what does
yes.
Krishna say about the consequences of avoiding one's duty? A, one becomes a sage. B, one doesn't incur sin and infamy. C, one attains liberation. D, one gains peace and happiness. E, none of the above. Yes. Now I will give the chance to, let me say, I'll give it to Anusha because she was there last time also. Yes, Anusha.
It's E, none of the above.
Sure?
Sure, Prabhuji, 100%.
Yes. Answer is correct.
Mhm.
So the googly was B actually here. Because if somebody read it as instead of doesn't, does, then the answer becomes B.
Yeah.
So deliberately instead of does, I put doesn't to incur sin and infamy. Okay? So Anusha gets 50. Congratulations to her. Big round of applause for her. Now we go to question number 3. In verse 2.38, what attitude does Krishna advise Arjuna? No looking down. No looking down. I'm watching you all. No looking at the verse now. In verse 2.38, what attitude does Krishna advise Arjuna? And it's better that everybody comes. Only whoever comes on the video will get a chance to raise the hand. Somebody is not on video will not
Anusha
get a
is raising her hands for this also.
Yeah, so we'll see who all are raising hands. Then I'll decide to whom to give the opportunity. But only those who are coming on video will get a chance because here there is a reference to verse number. So if somebody is looking down, then that is not allowed. In verse 2.38, what attitude does Krishna advise Arjuna to adopt towards success and failure? A. Desire success and avoid failure. B. Celebrate success and mourn failure. D. Be different to both. 4. D. Work in action to prevent failure. E. None of the above. All right. No hands raised.
No, only Anusha. Now I see Saptadeep also.
Okay, I'll give the chance to Saptadeep this time because Anusha already one chance she got.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Is it tough? First of all, let me get your
It's
pulse. Is it tough or is it easy?
no, it's not that tough. You means your these options are a bit different this time that I can see. Yeah. So I think it's B C, that is be different to both, means
लॉक
leave
किया
it
जाए
upon me.
लॉक किया जाए श्योर
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll go with none of the above, option C only.
अरे
That also I'm not sure.
from B from where you are C to E.
Yeah, see.
You sure?
Yes.
I'm pressing the button. Then after that, don't cry for you already are already on minus 50. Remember from 2 sessions back.
I don't know. Help me, rather. Be
Lock
different to
kiya jaye?
both. Okay, I'll go with option C only. Okay, whatever, it's okay. Probably.
Option?
Whatever happens, it's upon Krishna only. Whatever result, I'm living on Krishna only. I don't know. Yeah,
So which is the final
option
answer?
C.
What is the final answer?
Option C. Be different to both. Probably.
The answer is E, which you are oscillating with.
Oh.
Because Krishna actually told him be
Yeah.
indifferent. See, I put different here, but the answer is be
Yeah.
indifferent. So
Oh,
you are
yeah, that is the.
that is a googly.
Yeah,
That is a
yeah, yeah.
That is the googly. So
The
that's why you
yeah, the wording, the is
wording.
different.
So
Yeah,
you are on track. You said E, and then you went back to C. Sorry, Saptadeep. You're yet
it's
to
okay,
open your
Prabhuji.
account. You're on minus 15 today also, so minus 100 हो गया आपका. Don't worry, but since you said you have left it on
Sure,
Krishna, it is fun for everyone. Absolutely no problem. That's the right
yeah, yeah,
attitude.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that
yeah.
attitude is what
Hare
actually
Krishna.
Krishna is saying here. See, be indifferent to both success and failure. Take a
Yeah.
smile.
Hare
Right.
Krishna.
Now we go to question number 4. According to, no looking down, according to verse 2.39, whose hand is raised already? Anusha's.
Anusha.
What kind of, but I cannot see her head. I can only see the forehead.
Hmm.
So that is not allowed because maybe there is something visible down.
Bhagavad Gita is open there.
Not allowed. According to verse 2.39, what kind of knowledge is Krishna imparting to Arjuna? A. Karmakand. B. Sakama Karma. C. Buddhi Yoga. D. Karma Yoga. And E. None of the above. According to verse 2.39, what kind of knowledge is Krishna imparting to Arjuna? Okay. Nobody? Okay. Srinidhi, I'll give a chance to you because Anusha has already answered once, so maybe I'll give a chance to you. Yes, Srinidhi, go ahead.
Prabhuji, is it Buddhi Yoga? It is
ये
Nishkama
पता नहीं.
Karma.
Is it? इसी पूछेगा तो what should I say? I cannot answer it. You have to say what exactly. Just the letters you tell me. A चाहिए कि B चाहिए C D E.
लॉक किया जाए.
हाँ. The way, same thing why I told Saptadeep. So think carefully before answering. But you cannot back out also now. I mean, you can say pass. Maybe when you say pass without answering, uh, you may lose only minus 25. Okay, but if you answer and if it is wrong, then minus 50. And if you don't answer and say pass, minus 25, but another person gets a chance to answer then.
Mm.
Go ahead with the answer. Don't back out.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
leave it on Krishna, like Saptadeep.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. C.
Buddhi
Sure,
Yoga.
lock. I'm asking you again.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Tan, 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 tan.
So
And this is the
Prabhuji's
correct
music.
answer. And this is the correct answer. Very good. Wonderful.
So Krishna saved you.
So, why it took you so much time? I mean, the answer was, see, verse 39, mein Krishna is introducing Buddhi Yoga. 39, 42, only two verses I did for Buddhi Yoga. What is it that confused you? You were thinking for so long.
Prabhuji, before na it was about Sakama Karma Yoga. So
That was
then
before.
later Nishkama Karma. So I thought Nishkama or Buddhi Yoga because so there I got confused.
But Nishkama is not here in this answers. If
Prabhuji,
had put Nishkama Karma Yoga, then maybe it could have put more doubt in your mind. But directly Buddhi Yoga I put. Correct? All
yes.
right. Now, the
Prabhuji,
last
Karma
question of the
Yoga.
day. Huh? Yeah. Now, the last question of the day. That is question number 5. What does Krishna say about the nature of action in Anusha? I cannot select because your head is not seen. I'm sorry. Because, yeah, the full head has to be seen. Only then you are eligible to answer. What does Krishna say about the nature of action in verse number 2.40? What does Krishna say about the nature of action in verse 2.40? Your choices are: action always leads to bondage. Even little advancement Buddhi Yoga saves one from great fear. Action must be avoided for peace. Only complete action leads to results. All of the above. Yes, I'll give this chance to Tiruvaya. Last two times she had raised the hand, but then I didn't give her a chance. So now we'll give her a chance.
The option is B. Even a little advancement in Buddhi Yoga saves one from great fear.
Arey baapre. Are you sure? See the answers carefully, huh? Otherwise, you can say pass or something. Also, give chance to somebody else.
No, I'm sure it's the answer.
You're sure? If you say, then I'll go ahead and hit the button. That's it. So, what was your answer?
Option B.
B.
Oh my God! What did you do, Tiruvaya? And the answer is right. Absolutely right. My God, that was fantastic. Very good. Keep it up. Nice absorption in the class. So, where do we stand with regards to? So, the first question was who answered the first one? Somebody can summarize and put it in the send it to me. Srinidhi, can you do that? Who got what marks? Well, the first one I think was a wrong answer by Ramesh ji. And then Anusha got one, you got one. Then Saptadeep probably got a wrong answer, and then Tiruvaya got fifth answer. Okay, the sequence you can think and you can answer. All right. So thank you all very much. That's all I have for today, and we'll wind up now. Extremely late. Extreme sorry. Apologies. No excuses. I have to just hide my face because it was late. I know after this class, Shyam Sundar Prabhu is going to be very, very angry with me, and he will send me a message saying that last week मुझे बोला अभी आपका क्या हुआ?
Already sent.
ठीक है. So next week we'll try to rectify the situation and we'll be back on track. So thank you all very much. Have a nice weekend.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll all meet again tomorrow. I mean next Saturday. Hare Krishna.
Hare
I'm
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I'm
Hare Krishna.
sharing.
Yeah.
Stop sharing. Okay. And that's it. So I'm going to end the call. Thank you very much. Hari Bol.